And welcome back to part 7 of A Hat in Time. This time we're going to work on conquering the rest of chapter 2, because there's only 2 missions left. There's this one on the conductor's side, which required us to have the grappling hook to start, which is why I went out of my way to get it first, and another one on the other side that has one trophy that should be easy, but for some reason I had a right pain in the ass time trying to get. But we'll get to that when we get to it. This chapter though, like I said, we'll get on with this one. If you don't have the grappling hook, it will tell you you can't progress until you get it. It will still let you start the mission, just you'll find yourself not being able to get far at all before you hit a roadblock and you can't advance. There's a similar mission in the sense that in Mafia Town, there's a mission that says, oh, you will not be able to win this mission until you get a certain ability, which we still don't have yet. But that one you can actually beat if you just are really quick and know a lot of shortcuts and things like that. Anyway, this is how far you have to get. You have to twig off that, but let's just see if this has anything of interest. Nah, nothing I'm care about. You hold on this, you eventually pull this down, and the conductor will tell us something quite important about this.
I have some bad news. That lever you just pulled, it starts the train self-destruct sequence, and that ain't no joke. It'll blow up. I need a movie with some real intense action, so that's what we're gonna do. The train's gonna blow in a few minutes. But you can save us all, lassie. Get to the switch at the front of the train to turn it off. And you better make it in time, alright? I don't care about the owls or yourself, but you don't dare blow up me train for real. It's my baby. The cameras are gonna be rolling, lassie. You hurry now. Go over and out.
So for the sake of a film, he's actually bombed the train, and you've got to hurry a long way through it. This I actually kind of like this mission, to be fair. It's a nice platforming trial, but it requires you to keep your momentum up, so it's encouraging you to speedrun. And there's a trophy for not picking up a single time extension. And I already picked up one by accident as soon as it started, so I'm currently null and void for the trophy. But be careful of that. As soon as you pass through the door, there's one right in front of you if you go for it. But it isn't too hard at all, especially if you have the sprint hat, which like I do. You can just race your way through it and get through it in a decent amount of time. Just, you got to keep up the pace and keep the momentum going. I say it's a nice platforming challenge, because it's not just hard platforming, it's platforming with pressure. And although my ultimate pet peeve in video games are time limits, this is handled in a way I like, and so I just enjoy it for what it is. Because it gives you more than enough time. There's a lot of ways to keep on extending it, and there's nothing directly stopping you. You just got to keep moving. And the music's quite cool. But then I could say that for the whole game, and I have already said it for pretty much the whole game so far. Now for that, once you hit the last one, they all come back, so don't worry about what one you hit last. Just get along moving and swing through. So this is why you need the grappling hook anyway, because even if you somehow could pull that lever, you can't get through half of this level without it. As I take a hit there, unfortunately. I thought I was far enough away. But look, we have loads of time left still. Yeah, it would be a lot closer if we didn't pick up a single timer, but for now, we're doing alright. Get these. Right, now I always try it, and sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't. God damn it. Ah, you can jump straight over that fence and get to the other side as a little shortcut instead of having to do that, but it never works in my favour, unfortunately. But once you reach here, pass through the door, and there you go, it's over. I did it with over 100 seconds to spare, I think. But it's not that hard, but it's nice to have that extra challenge, to have something there that's a bit different, a bit more fun, and just a bit exciting, even if the conductor is a bit batshit insane, to set up his own pride and joy to blow up, just for the sake of a film. But he says, but the thing is, like, the conductor, as simplistic as the films are for both sides, the conductor of films I'd probably be more likely to sit down and watch, because he's a more action, whilst DJ Grooves are more about being a diva and getting an audience. But yeah, there's that mission, and the conductor's second and last mission, so let's see how many points he gets for that. As I said before, I will be having DJ Grooves win. 97 seconds left. So not quite 100 seconds, but pretty close. I'm quite happy with that. As we go through another load screen. God, we've got so many timepieces already. Yeah, because it keeps on advertising the fourth world, but we're not doing that yet. Fuck that. Right, next. We've done that side, so now we need to do... Yeah, alright, that's it, the thing saying one more mission left. We need to do DJ Grooves' last mission. The big parade. The unique trophy for this level that for some reason I kept on mistaken, I had a really hard time getting, is that there's an audience, a huge audience across the bottom of the city street. Don't touch them. If you get hit by them, it counts as a hazard and it will hurt you. And the thing that always got me, and I'll highlight it when, like, shortly when I get to it, but you have a direct threat constantly chasing you for the sake of performance as you go around here. And I'll explain it after this. I'll let DJ Grooves tell us what we're doing first.
We're about to start recording the big parade, the movie that'll take the breath away from audiences worldwide. You'll be the star, as always. For this movie, we'll need to use our special prop. It'll pop out at the very end. But wait, darling, your current outfit really isn't fit for a parade. Can you go over there and get dressed? You look great, darling. Don't worry, this movie is really easy. Keep moving around and the band will follow you. Just don't bump into them. And keep an eye out for goodies. The audience loves a good parade and will throw treats your way. The parade lasts a while. Nothing you can do to speed it up. We'll let you know once we've got enough footage. Don't lose spirit.
So essentially we've got a group following us to be musicians. However, if you stand still, they will bump into you and it will do damage to you. And this is what I mean. You have to keep moving and you have to constantly keep the platforming going, because if you stop, they will be behind you and they'll get you. The actual mission itself and keeping moving without touching the audience is not too bad at all. What gets you is that there'll be set points where it will stop to highlight something. And the first two, it will actually stop and give you a second to reposition yourself before it starts up again and forces you to keep on going. The third one doesn't. The third one, as soon as it shows the timepiece, immediately continues. And 4 fucking times in a row, when I was trying to get the trophy, did I get to that point, and because it starts instantly, I just got caught off guard, even though I knew it was going to happen, and end up getting hit and getting knocked into the audience below. It was so annoying. But as in this section, you just got to survive. There's a thing spinning in the corner. Once it fills up, it will advance to the next stage and we'll have an objective to do. But whilst you're doing that, collect extra tokens to build up more points. As so. And I'm lingering around here because the first objective requires us to spin those gear things. Oh, sorry, the pyrotechnics. But those things here. You whack them once and they'll start spinning, so all you have to do is why I'm hit here. You see, it stopped for a second. It didn't start us immediately. It stopped us for a second once it came back to us, and then it continued. It gave us enough time to see where he was before starting off. The third time will not do that. It will continue as soon as it comes back. But we'll collect more tokens as we go, but we need to turn on all 3. If you take damage, the tokens will be replaced with hearts. Or heart ponds. So if you want to get loads and loads of tokens, because you want to make sure DJ Grooves wins like I am, you might want to try and make sure you're at full health. I should be fine, because the point difference I think will be set on, but just in case. As we'll go over and turn the last one on. Here we go. And now these will come on. Pay attention to the lights in the corner. There'll be certain areas where there'll be lights circling all around the edges. When all the lights are on, the ground is about to be electrified, as you can see in the center stage over there, and beneath us as we hit that by accident. Oh, twice, boops. And obviously touching them will knock you down a peg, and you will take damage for it. More posters of DJ Grooves will be circling around, but none of you, because you know why not? The arrogant bastards, both of them. Conductor and DJ Grooves will make it a film that involves them as the center stage one way or another. You're just involved in it feels like. So once again we're circling around and you just got to keep moving. The concept of this mission is actually quite simple. They just stylize it enough to make it seem more interesting than it is. It's just a don't touch the ground and keep moving objective. Or floor is lava objective even. But let's go over and get our heart pond, and there's another one that's spawned on the other side. You see that bar that's emptying around it? That's not actually a timer. Despite what it looks like, it's not. It will stay there even when it empties. I have no idea why that circle's there. I don't know if it's supposed to be, or whether it's just telling you which one's the most recent or what, but like that token over there, if we don't get to it before that meter empties, it will still be given to us when we get there at no punishment. Which is, I don't know. Let's get this. And now for the last one. Well, the second proper objective. We got to turn on cannons for the fireworks show. There's big on switches on top of the moving platforms moving around, so you've actually got to be a bit more careful with your platforming because they are actively moving. Well, this one doesn't seem to be right now. There we go. Also, they're firing. They're shooting like fireworks like the cannons that home in on you, so now you have more reason to keep moving. But if you're moving directly at one, you'll have to be evasive. Now I'm a bit. I was going to see if I could climb it, but I'm a bit low for it. The stuff on the side of the platforms is oh shit. Well, I've got to be able to show it now. Hopefully, is they're extremely bumpy, so you can find little edges and things like that to grab, like I'm doing so, and save yourself from hitting the ground. I'm glad I didn't hit the ground there, because I want to see if I can do it. Even though I've already got the trophy, I want to see if I can do it without do it all without touching the ground. Even if the main hazard is yet to come, the main hazard will be that little catch out you get at the end. Let's go get this last one. There we go. And now all we have to do is survive one last time run, but keep an eye on this one and make sure you're not in a position where you might accidentally get yourself caught and hit. Preferably you need to be hanging around the center stage because the timepiece will drop when it fills up next. And obviously just be careful and keep moving. I enjoy the atmosphere of this mission. For how painfully simplistic it is, I enjoy it, but I'm glad this is like the only real mission that does this. If there were more missions that did this, I think the overly simplistic nature of its existence would start to become a hell of a lot more apparent. Because it is just the floor is lava, but keep moving. But now the last one comes up, you'll get this, the parade surprise will come up, which is our timepiece, and you'll notice there's no pause, it'll immediately throw us back in. Like that. So if you're elsewhere, you're not on the center stage, you won't see yourself where it's paused you, and it will just, the camera will just throw back to it as soon as it's finished showing off the timepiece without hesitation, and you could end up getting hit and knocked into the audience below. But that, so I got 5 tokens, should easily put us above. Yeah, no, 608. Easily puts us above the conductor, making DJ Grooves our winner, which is what I wanted. I won't go off and finish off now because looking at how much time we're about nearly 13 minutes into the video according to my timer. I think I'll do one more side thing. Like I think there's a time rift we can do now. We'll go do that, and then I'll wrap it up, and then next time we'll finish up World 2. So let's see if we can see if I'm right, because I think the timepiece unlocked. Yeah, the time rift. There it is. Because it's in the DJ Grooves' second mission. We can also now do the finale. Yay! But if we go over to it, there. So we'll go find it. You don't have to have the audience following you, so you can just do this before getting DJ Grooves, so you can take your time to explore. But it is too hard to find. It might take you a bit because the city is a bit bigger than you think. What makes this time rift interesting though is because they expect you to have actually started the objective before you find this, and so you've actually got the band following you during this. It's also why I don't have the special event hat on that I had in the mission, is because I went straight to this instead of activating it. Even though she's got the costume on, I don't have the fancy hat. And she'll do a little march skip as she moves as well, but I'm going to use the sprint hat just to try and make a bit more distance away from them. No, actually in hindsight that doesn't make a difference, because they move as fast as you do behind you. They're just a second or two behind, that's all. So it doesn't matter how fast you go. Like if I zip down here, when I turn around they'll be zipping down behind me. And you can see by the tether behind us of where they are, that it raced down behind me quite quickly. But now we can go back here and jump and make this jump. There we go. I think we have to wall jump this. Yeah, we do. Oh, we can wall jump. It's not big enough. I said they're not too bad. It's just you got to be careful to keep moving when you've got the band following you, because if they hit you, they do damage. And they're always a set amount of time behind you. We'll go right first. And whilst we're doing this, I guess I'm sorry for the upload schedule being all out of the way. I know it's my usual for my upload schedule to be all over the place, but I've really been trying to make an effort with the editing in this. I just haven't had the time. And so I can only apologise, but I will make more of a push towards it soon. Oh look, there's another whale. Look, look, look. Look at that thing. You see what I mean? It's actually detailed and designed for something that's supposed to be a background thing. But its AI is random, so it has a chance of coming towards you, it has a chance of not. But I think that's just so fucking cool. I don't really know why I think it's so cool. I just really think it's cool to have these background elements that have their own AI, have been properly designed and treated properly, that you can actually bump into by pure chance because of the AI. If they decide to path them this direction, you might be able to spot them. I just think that's so cool. And I know I'm probably just weird for it, but it is. I like that one, but I want to see if I can get something else. Oh, I'll get it anyway, never mind. Oh no, it's not the one I thought it was. The icon lied. The icon had that icon is the one I wanted. Well, anyway, next time on A Hat in Time, we'll focus on heading into the last section of Chapter 2 and wrapping it up for good. But until then, you guys take care now.